There we go. It says we're live.
All right.
Good morning. Good morning or good evening. We'll see. There we go. My stream's improved now. Yay. Right, how many people? Right, apparently we've got no one in here at the moment. Hopefully they'll come in now. They've seen it go live. What was I going to say? What did you think of the sets this week? So you're going to get the. Did you see my comment about the Jurassic Park set?
Yes.
I'm not convinced it's actually minifigure scale.
No, it's not, because if you look at the tracks, on the gate, those tracks are much bigger than any.
Yes. I'm not convinced it's actually minifigure. So that's convinced me not to get it.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool, but
yeah, I like all the little scenes they put in behind it. I think that was a very good idea. But I'm not sort of in love with it. So I'm not sure. I think I might skip it, to be honest. I have trouble with collector's sets as well, mostly because I don't like just leaving them sitting on my shelf gathering dust.
Yeah, that's the same with us too. We like to play. We're like you. We like to play with them and enjoy them and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so
that's probably why I haven't got the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah,
that
and all the sets you can buy for the price of the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah. Actually, with that being said, loads of people have had it for like 30% off here. So really? They can't sell it. Yeah. Huh. It's meant to be $1,200, and there's people have been selling it for $800. So they just don't want to. They just can't shift it, apparently.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's still full price around here.
Might just give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to do a post on my YouTube, on my Twitter channel.
Yeah. Yeah, I posted on Instagram. And
see, not many people in yet. How many we got at the moment? 2. Smashing
it. Well, you know, it's all about the replay.
Yeah. Oh, we did. It did get a lot. Last one we did get a lot of replays, actually.
Yeah, it did. It did. The other thing I thought too was even something like this could be a wouldn't necessarily have to be live streamed. I mean, we could take a couple sets, you know, every couple weeks or whatever or once a month, and just kind of do the back and forth thing, and then make it into a kind of a regular show type of thing.
Yeah, that would be cool. We'd go into a bit more detail on a few things. We'd probably start to show some stuff we had mocked from the previous ones as well.
Yeah, we could edit more, so you could actually show some actual working on it and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, behind the scenes.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool. But well, I finally got I got some new lighting, so I hope I look a little bit better, not look like the Crypt Keeper like I did on the last stream.
I was gonna say it does look better. I haven't actually got any lights on in here at the moment. It's actually all right, isn't it? The
yeah,
this is a white room, so a bit different to your space. You've got that huge basement to light up. There we go.
On this great studio, like pretty inexpensive on Amazon, and so I snapped it up and trying to see how it works.
We've got one of those donut lights actually. Trouble is, I got glasses. I forgot to get the anti-glare thing put on them, so they reflect everything.
Yeah.
So
I think I
need to change them. Right, we got still 2 people in here at the moment.
Yeah.
Which seems to be you and your daughter. So hopefully some people will come. I thought we'd have more people because it's a Saturday. Otherwise, it's a Saturday night there. So
yeah. Yeah, it's open.
And it's Sunday morning here, and it's raining. So I thought a few more. Actually, well, bear in mind Australia's the size of the US, so actually bigger than the US, isn't it?
What's that?
Is Australia bigger than the US?
You know, I think maybe, I'm not sure. You know, Adrian is the one to ask for that because he is a geography whiz. He's literally, I mean, he won the geography bee around here and all this with the school system and everything. He knows everything. So I have to ask him. He's not here right now, but
yeah, I know Australia fits inside Europe. Sorry, I know Europe fits inside Australia.
Okay.
So that gives you some idea of the size. Although apparently, according to the Eurovision Song Contest, Australia is part of the EU. So
Really?
yes. We're in the Eurovision Song Contest. Go figure. Someone's not very good at geography in the EU.
Evidently not. Well, we could just go. We could just go ahead and
yeah. Let's just start. I'm sure some people will turn up. JC said he'd pop in.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to go?
Sure. All right. Well,
we're going to start. Sorry, we'll practice what we're going to say in the future ones, which is we're going to talk about the mockability of some sets. So we're both avid collectors of deals and sets we like, and sometimes just we pay full price. Sometimes we get deals, but deals are the best ones. But sometimes you just have to have some sets, and I think we've both got a couple that we both had to have, and a couple that we got on deals. So what we're going to talk about is how we can actually take those sets and change them into something else. We've bought them because we like the sets, but because we like what we could do with the sets and with the parts in the set. So we've picked out a couple of things we're going to use for this, and we'll talk about what we can do with them. So Mike, do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. As a matter of fact, it's interesting you say that, because when I think about a set, one of the things I always think about is, well, I think about several things. The first thing is, what are the pieces in the set? So when I look at that box, I'm looking, and this is a huge box, so forgive me. When I look at this, I'm thinking, all right, so what are the pieces in this set? And I think about, like, what, obviously the minifigs, but especially the pieces that I can use in the set. And so I think even if I don't build this set, here's all the great pieces I have, right? So to me, that's the first thing I always think about in a set. The second thing I always think about in a set is, how can I add to what's ever there? And so, it's kind of the addition to it. And I'll talk about that in a second. And then the third thing I think is, how can I incorporate it into my Lego city or my Lego theme park? Or, even if I don't have a theme park or I don't have a city or something, just how can I incorporate it into what I do with Lego, play, build, whatever, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I always think about those three things when I'm doing it. And the Stranger Things set, when it came out, I've never seen Stranger Things in my life. I've heard it's really good. And today, somebody at the yard sale was like, you have to watch this. You have to watch this. But I saw it and I thought, there's a lot of cool pieces in it. A lot of great pieces that I could use for other things. But then I started thinking about it, and obviously with the upside down both sides, it doesn't necessarily fit into my city, but the houses fit into my city pretty well. And so I thought that what I would do is take it. And first I double checked on YouTube, because there's always somebody, especially somebody's doing a review, right? And so I checked and looked at the reviews, and once I realized that you could take them apart easily. And so it wasn't all connected and stuff. It wasn't permanently connected. Then I thought, okay, I'll go ahead and buy it for the houses themselves. And so what I plan on doing is, this is the house here. Let me see here. There we go. What I'm planning on doing here is using this as a house in my Lego city, particularly back there back over here. I'm not very good with mirrors. Back over here with my Apocalypseburg, and using it as a house in Apocalypseburg. Because if you look at it closely, if you've seen this set up close and personal, it really does kind of look, especially with the coloring, it looks like something that would fit into Apocalypseburg. And when I set it up against the Apocalypseburg set, and on the tan base plates and stuff, the sand base plates, it really looks good. So with that, what I decided to do was, it's a dollhouse build, if you see like that. Yeah. So what I thought I would do would be build a wall to make it into just a standalone house. And I could make it into a standalone house by just building a simple wall that would kind of either swing out like this, so you could still play with it and use it and film it, or a solid wall that would actually stick to these connectors right here. And you could keep these connectors here, and you could just put rods right in here onto your wall that you build, and then you could just stick that wall right on the back there on those connectors, and it would still be the model that was built or that was designed by Lego, so you could use it in the upside down anytime you wanted to.
That's cool. You could get a second one and put it on the back.
if you wanted to spend $400 on this set, yeah, you could do that. And I thought about that, but I'm not in love with it as much. But the other thing that you could do is you could use the other house, the upside down house, and slap onto the back of it instead of doing it backward or upside down. You could just stick it onto the back, and you would have the front of the house that was nice and normal, and then as the minifigs walked around to the back, it would be all haunted and dead and all that kind of stuff. So you could even kind of do a zombie type of situation here with this house if you added it on the back.
Yeah, you could have like a sort of Resident Evil style. They're trying to keep the evil back. There's a whole war going on in this house.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of possibilities with this. I mean, with this set. The other thing is too that in terms of taking it apart and mocking it, this front porch section is just really cool. I mean, and it really looks good. And you could easily build that around. Build this porch all the way around. With extra parts, obviously, and make it into kind of an all or 360-degree porch around the house, which would make it cool too. So those are my initial ideas. I don't know. What do you think?
I'm still muted. Sorry, I was coughing. I muted it. I like the thinking. One thing that always disappointed me with that set was I thought the trees were pretty lame. I know why they were done that way, but they were pretty lame. But they had some good parts in them as well. So I'm glad you've got rid of those. But that sounds really good. Like, yeah, it definitely is one to build on. I'm actually surprised you thought that would fit with Apocalypseburg and not the other one.
You know why? Because the other one, and I'll pull this up because I haven't built the other one yet. It's still in the box. But the other one here, it's hard to get on camera. This is huge. It's all dark blue. And so when I was thinking about it, this one, if I can grab it here without breaking it, the top one is tan and the kind of the olive green and the colors that are in Apocalypseburg. No sand green, but it's still kind of those same colors. And so that's why I thought this one would fit. This one here, I'm thinking the top one, I'm thinking about using for my my amusement park fun house or horror area, my haunted area, and then make this into a house, or just use this house and make it part of my haunted museum and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah. And if nothing else, I'll use those parts because there are a lot of cool dark gray parts. I mean, dark blue parts. So.
Yeah, definitely. I was looking at the style of it the other day and considering whether or not I should do an upside down kind of build of some sort in my city. I'm not going to buy that set because I think it's a bit expensive, especially here in Australia. It doesn't work very well, but yeah. I think it's definitely like the style of it's great. I love it. I think they've done a really good job on that. So I was wondering whether or not I could do like some kind of upside down build in my lower bit. So I have a sort of normal building and then maybe I should do an upside down version of the Ghostbusters.
Well, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. And that would have to have some serious clutch power too. I mean,
oh yeah. or Assembly Square.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Actually, I've got my city hospital on the corner here. Doing an upside down version of that would actually be quite cool.
There's probably going to be somebody at some point. It's going to take a lot of cash, but it's going to do an upside down city. I can just
you want to say hello. You can say hello. Come on.
Sure, yeah, we have a special guest.
And a screaming baby in the background. There you go. You're on TV. You're live on the internet. Hi. This is Mike.
Hello.
Dr. McBrick. He's a Lego dad like me.
Yep.
All right. Okay, come on. All right, you go back up there. Where's Mummy?
Yeah, I think at some point somebody is going to do an upside down city where they get double of each set, or they mock it up themselves and just kind of have a whole city block be upside down. That would be awesome.
Yeah, you know someone's going to do it.
Yeah.
That's a lot of bricks.
Yeah, it is. Well, you know, it's like with the hospital set, for instance. There's another great set that was the mock-ability potential of the hospital was unbelievable, because just buying 2 sets was less than $200, which, you know, was the same price as one big set. And I was able to make it into a really nice hospital. And there's so many videos out there of people doing it just with 2 sets.
I still need to get a second one of that.
Yeah.
Did you add many parts when you did that? Many
extra parts, you mean?
Yeah.
Yes. The only extra parts I added, probably maybe 15 or 20 just generic white bricks, you know, 2x4s and 2x2s. But the other thing was I used 6 of the white panel pieces, the 5 high and the 6.
Another one, yeah.
So I think I used 6 or 8 of those, and I got those from the Pick a Brick wall at my store.
Oh, nice! When you see those parts, I'm lucky because I'm like 20 minutes from my Lego store, and I'm on a group. So whenever the good parts appear,
nice.
We can do that.
It has some very good mock-ability potential with that. So.
Popular man today. Yeah, actually, on that note, one other set, I've got the Sanctum Sanctorium, actually, digressing, but I've got 2 of those because I always wanted to build a big sanctum. I think what I'm going to do with that now is build that out as so taking a base plate. I'm going to do it on a corner build, so obviously have the pavement like you do on the normal ones, and then build this sort of front section here. So what, 16 stones deep, and then the not 24, what's it? Whatever number it is, 18 wide, whatever it is. Brain's not working. Oh, 32, but 28 wide, 26 wide. Good lord, I should have had another coffee. And then build that sort of there on a corner, and then do the pizza one as a slim bit behind it, which is again like a lot of people either build like the full base plate or.
Right. Yeah,
I'm gonna do like a half modular. I'm gonna sort of do a combination of, so it'd be like brick bank size.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Yeah,
that should work, I think.
Yeah, you're right. That'll be something different than what most people build. Yeah, because most people take to the entire base plate. Sure.
Yeah, I thought that would work as a design for that one.
Yeah.
There you go. We're on topic, and we've already digressed, but we're still on topic. All these ideas we've got to build.
That's the great thing about Lego, right? Everything can be mocked.
Yeah, yeah, right. I do like the Sanctum set. I'm actually looking at my spaceship, which incidentally won the poll of the set I should build and review next. I'm building that this afternoon.
That's a great set. That's a great set.
But yeah, I agree with you. I really like the house on of the Stranger Things. I think the top house is a great design anyway. I think that would make a good base building a proper like modular house.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree. It would be nice. I've often thought about, you know, like you say, you could get several of these, but I just didn't want to spend the money, especially when I'm not using the other side. But yeah, you could get several of these in a row and just kind of tweak the front of them a little bit so they're a little bit different. It would look really good. It would look really good. But when you think about, you know, when you're talking about pieces and stuff, I mean, these pieces are pretty common. There's really no special pieces in the front of this house, the facade of this house. So you could order them from Bricklink or somewhere like that and build several.
The on that note of like stringing them together, like one thing I always love seeing in cities is the UK style terraced houses that you see lots of. So I'm trying to sort of, because you can build like what was it, the Creator Expert Pet Shop, and what was the other one? Because that was like an apartment block. That's sort of the New York style.
Right. Yeah.
But we also have them in the UK as well that are a bit smaller than that because it's the UK and things are smaller. But it's sort of the same sort of idea. And you see these lovely terraces, and then they build them in all these fancy colors, fantastic colors. They look amazing. Actually, that would be really good. Talk to you about that one. We could do that as a kind of build a row of those ourselves, because they do them as like half buildings, like the Stranger Things set. So it's just the front of the house, and then you put it against the wall.
Yeah.
Thanks, Cal. Oh, thank you, Kelly. Getting pictures.
Oh, that's sweet. I love it. I love when Piper brings me stuff that she draws and stuff like that. It's the best feeling.
So yeah, that's what I was thinking. All right, well, I'm going to move on to the set. One of the sets I was looking at, which is this one. Now, I've seen lots of people just basically buy 3 or 4 of these and just build the Hall of Armor. Like, you know, literally just build a tower of it.
Yeah.
Which is the way Lego's built it. It's really good because they have actually made it modular in the first place. Now,
yeah,
I'm thinking is, for me personally, if anyone's seen my city, you'll know that I have that sort of under area on my city, and I'm actually thinking that that's the perfect place to build Tony Stark's workshop. So I'm thinking this set used with that would be absolutely perfect. Because it got all the minifigures. I mean, I actually didn't realize how many Iron Man minifigures Lego's actually released. And it's in danger of being quite expensive.
Yes, in danger. It is quite expensive.
They've got like 50 odd of them. Like, and there's what, 6 in here?
Wow.
Yeah, they've got so many of the different Mark versions. But it's the first time they've done the Mark 1, which is cool. So, yeah. Huh?
I was just going to say, yeah, that set, like you said, with the modularity of it, it's made for mocking. I mean, it's
like out of the box, it's made for mocking, right? Even without changing it, it's good for a mock. So, yeah, I want to build it out a bit more like Tony Stark's workshop, where he's got like the car park area and put a couple of the Speed Champion cars out and things like that, which means I've got to use some of my Speed Champions cars as well that way.
That's a great idea.
And then build it out, and then because the Hall of Armor was actually underneath his house, wasn't it? But I think we can modify it. It can be like a vault at the end of the room. The one thing in the original movie that never appeared again was he had the driveway out of the workshop that he flew along, which was really cool. I always thought that would be a nice feature as well, and that way I can sort of make the ramp come up and then come out above into the upper bit of my city. Now I'm not going to cut a hole to do that, but you can imagine it's Lego.
Yeah. Oh, that would look really cool. That would look really cool.
How to fit it all into the space, but yeah, I think that would work well. So I got to figure out how to do curves in Lego.
Yeah. That's something that I haven't even tried yet. I know a couple of YouTubers out there were doing it and tried. I know that Daryl had tried it at Bevan's Bricks and tried to do some curves and stuff. And he's
done that. Yeah, I mean the simplest ones to do like the 3 bricks with a round stud in the middle and stack them up. That does quite a good curve, which is how a lot of people do the large radius train tracks as well, where they do like they join the outside with 3 studs with a 3 stud piece, so they're not actually joined up. So it's cheating, but it works. There you go. It's
pretty good, yeah.
But yeah, it's got so many good figures in it. But I'm already finding myself on Bricklink going, which ones can I get which aren't ridiculously expensive to add to it? And then possibly adding a second set to it. Igor here needs some love. I mean, he's a good idea, but it's just wrong on so many levels.
Now, if you got a second set, Greg, how would you how would you incorporate that?
I would literally be for stacking them.
Okay. All right.
I think
I didn't know if you'd do like a whole.
I'm just trying to think how. Because in the movie, it's like a wine vault. So you see how it goes, how it's done like a round room going up. Now I wouldn't go full round room, but like a sort of 2/3 of a round, so you can still see into it. And then that's like the vault at the end. Then have his workshop in front of that. Then the cars parked in that way. So it becomes probably about 2 of these long. Suddenly is a lot bigger than I was thinking.
Well, Half Brick Films just said, or you could do that with a large gray base plate.
That
would kind of bridge the difference.
My nemesis, the large gray base plate.
Yeah, I know, it throws everything off.
Well, it's just they're so expensive as well. I got them on sale this week, so I got a few. G2D smashed that like button. Got to go. Ah, see you, mate. Thanks for coming. Say hello.
Hi, Ingrid.
One thing though, I think there's a few bits in this that are a bit weak, like the antenna on top. I think I don't really get it. Like that doesn't actually feature anywhere in Iron Man ever. Like,
Yeah, it almost seems like
almost seems like what?
an afterthought.
Yeah, totally. I mean, this bit here is really cool. I like they've done that. His little desk thing is a brilliant build. That's really good. He's got the robot. I do want they do their polybag they did, which was like Iron Man and one of his robots as well. I need to get that too. That's
yeah. I think we have that polybag somewhere.
If you see one, can you get one for me?
Okay. Yeah, I will. Seriously, I will. Or if I have one, if we have one, I like Iron Man, but I'm not invested in the Avengers Lego theme. So yeah, if I have one, I'll send it to you.
I'll be honest, I'm not either. Like, I don't want to go down that path. It's another one I have to collect if I do that one. Like, I bought this one because I just love Iron Man. Like, I've always loved Iron Man from like when I was a kid. So, but yeah, I think it's got a lot of potential, this set going forward. So I'll start on that at some point. But but especially again, like the upside down, I've got that underside area, and I'm starting to think of things I can do with the underside area.
Yeah.
So.
That's funny. That's funny. That's one of your picks because that's exactly what I was thinking when I saw that in the catalog. That's the first thing I thought. I thought, I don't really want to get any Avengers sets or any big, but this set would be one that I would buy. So I totally get it. I totally get it. Makes sense.
I think this and the Sanctum.
Yeah.
The two Marvel sets you need. I do like the Quinjet, but I think they're very overpriced, and I've got nothing to do with them.
That's my thing too. Yeah. What am I going? Now the only thing is though, some of those, when we're talking about mocking, some of the parts in those jets and in some of the cars and things like that, you couldn't use those parts. I mean, in those pieces and stuff.
Yeah, but you're just using just those bits of it. You're not really using the rest of it, and they're very expensive. They do have the Disney Marvel markup on them, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I was glad because this one was on sale, so it was discounted and on sale, so I didn't mind buying that.
That's great.
You know me, I'm like Brickitect. I don't like to buy things full price if I can help it.
Yeah, I always buy. I know my wife was asking this today because I just got some more packages in the mail, and she was like, "Where are you getting all this stuff at? All this kind of thing." And I'm like, I buy the damaged boxes because on eBay you can get pretty decent discounts with either no box or a damaged box. And so I mean that saves me $20-30 sometimes on a big set.
Unless you're Brickitect who took a smashed up box and he couldn't get a discount on it.
Yeah. Yeah, that poor guy. Well, I guess they're stingy at Kmart.
It's the opposite of here. They're really good at Kmart here, so.
Well, actually, Kmart for the most part in the United States is kind of out of business. I mean, they got rid of. They used to have just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of stores. I think they probably have less than 100 stores now. I mean, it's just very few and far between.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah. So Ingrid, let's see. Ingrid said, "Oh, the Assembly Square thing." There's another thing. There's another set that can be mocked very easily because of the diversity of buildings on the square with the 3 different types of builds.
I will say though, I don't like the big builds that some people have done with them. I think they look a bit silly where they've gone too far and they've like bought 3 or 4 of them. Have that much money. But then like they don't look right when they start to be distorted in size and shape. I think they look a bit silly. Personally,
it's to me it takes a I totally respect people to do that, but it takes a real kind of artist in a sense to really make one of those gargantuan builds mocks look good in a city. And to me you have to have your entire city that has those big gargantuan builds instead of just 1 or 2, because if you have 1 or 2 they're going to be really out of place. At least that's my own opinion.
Yeah, and when they're just like these big sort of monoliths of a building, you're like, I don't really see the point of that. It's not got any character now. You've removed the character by just making it big for the sake of making it big.
Right. Yeah, I'm going to take 10 sets and build. Yeah, it's like 10 of the same set. Usually I've done 2 and that's all. But even when I do 2, I use them in different ways. you know, like the Flintstones house, for instance. You know, I did 2 of them, but I built them back to back and made them so it all flowed together, as opposed to just making it one huge type of thing. So
yeah. Yeah, I will go with what Brickitecture is saying there. I would definitely like to get a second one of that set because it had some fantastic builds, and I do think a few bits of it could be improved. And I don't think some of it would hurt to be slightly bigger. But the one I actually think would, of the modulars, I think would be amazing to improve is actually the detective's office. That's still my favorite modular.
Yeah,
I still think the architecture on that is brilliant. Like Assembly Square and that are my 2 best ones at the moment. But I think that would be really good to expand. I just love the architecture and design on it. And I want to do some stuff to complement that building as well at some point when I get to, you know, probably about 10 years time when I have time.
It's definitely a gorgeous set. I had it when they announced that they were going out of, or that they were retiring that set. I got on eBay, or no, it was on Amazon, and Amazon had them, and they were actually on sale. And so I clicked on, I was going to buy 2 of them, and I remember it was like Christmas Eve or something, and I'm laying there in bed with my iPad, and I click on it, and then my wife said something, I started talking to her, and I hadn't hit like buy, and then by the time, just within a couple minutes, by the time I stopped talking to her, they had sold out, and I was, because they were like $99 a piece or something, and so it was crazy.
Yeah. Oh no. The Parisian restaurant, and it's like by the time I got on there, it had gone. Like I know I had it in my basket, but it had gone. Like,
oh, I hate that. Well, let me get on to the next one here. The next one,
this is an exciting one.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that, but the next one that I want to mock is the Joker Manor. Now, this is one, if you're watching this on the replay, or if you're one of the 2 people in the stream, you know, let me know what you think about mocking this. I don't have it built. The box is actually, this is one of those things that I got where it didn't come in a box. Well, it came in the inside boxes. It didn't come in the outside box. And so I got it, but all the bags are there and everything. But anyway, I'm hoping to use this as obviously a fun house, but you can't see it on this, but the back is a dollhouse build, like pretty much every Lego set is now. But I'm going to kind of double it up and use the dark red pieces I've been gathering and hoarding basically for the past year. I have a whole bin full of them now, and kind of build this out so it's thicker, probably about maybe 10, 15 studs out, in addition to what's here. So it'll be a full-fledged building by the time I'm done. It'll be a real fun house. So I'll have a couple more fun house rooms inside of it and stuff. Maybe add to the roller coaster. Although from the videos I've been watching of the reviews, people have said it's really hard to add to this roller coaster. But I'm going to give it a try.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have enough slope. So unless you're keeping the building as is, it won't. Yeah. So if you're keeping the building as is, there's not enough slope anywhere to actually make it have enough speed.
Right. And so and that's the thing. And I have the you know, I found a person on Bricklink that just has hundreds and hundreds of the purple tracks and all different, you know, the slopes and the curves and the straights and everything. And they're actually pretty cheap. I mean, it's like 75 cents for a you know, for one little track or whatever. So I can get a bunch of the purple pieces, but you're right, I'd have to go real high above one of those towers, I think. You know, kind of above you know, one of these towers in order to get enough speed to go around, or motorized.
You could make it have a bigger footprint and go, like I said to you, I'm going to do with the Unikitty ones, of having a loop round somehow.
Good idea. Yeah.
I don't think it's actually long enough is the problem. It's kind of limited by the length of the set.
Yeah, well, you know, it is. I mean, it is a rather large set once you build it. But you know, what I can do is I'm within Six Figs amusement park where I'm going to put it. I'm not bound by just that footprint, so I can actually make the track come off of it and go into another part of the park and come back around.
Yeah.
I was thinking about something like that to give it the length that it needs.
I think you're going to have to, unfortunately. It's sort of, you need. I worked out I can do what I want to do with the Unikitty stuff. Just I need a grey plate and a green plate to make it have enough footprint to do what I'm going to do with it.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I've basically got all the Unikitty sets on my way now. So
those are cool.
So can build a proper Unikitty world for my kids.
I saw. Speaking of mocking, another thing that I've done in a couple of mocks is add lights, add the LED lights. And I know our fellow bricktuber at Bricksonville has an amazing lit city that he's rebuilding. But I saw that he came out with the lights for this, and it looks fabulous because they're color changing and all that sort of thing. But I looked on the website. $200 they wanted for that.
I was going to say it's ridiculously expensive for what they, and they're not actually. That's why a lot of people build them themselves, because they're not actually that expensive to build. But you've got to have the knowledge to do it.
Yeah, and
the patience.
Yeah. The ones that I have lit, I did it myself because, and it was a lot easier. But that kit looked really cool. It looked really. If I probably, if it was like 100, 125, I probably would have gone for it. But it was just the way it changed colors and just every little light in there was great. But anyway.
Yeah, I'm going to get some of the cheap Kmart. Kmart here's good. Different company. But I'm going to get, they do like for $15, they do strip lighting. So I'm going to use that in all the under area here so I can use that space now.
Yeah.
I mean, the main thing I've got is I've got to work around with train tracks. Train tracks take up so much space. You haven't even put any in yet, and you're finding out how much space they take up.
Oh, I know. Well, we have some. I mean, we have some that go around kind of the back, right through the center here, and then through the back. But Adrian wants to connect them all the way around, obviously, and yeah, it does. I mean, the curves take up so much. Yeah, it seems like I don't know.
I was talking to Banana Burham. You know that channel? I don't know if you ever found him. He's great on trains. I was chatting to him the other day because he's one of the. He's like an ambassador for GJBricks, who make 3D printed Lego tracks.
Oh yeah.
Which are really good. So my cut and shut tracks I've done, they actually have they sell that done. You don't have to cut the tracks to do that. More expensive than buying junctions and doing it, but it's actually you can reuse it afterwards because you can change the shape on it. But I said to them, it'd be really I think it'd be really quite appealing to have some stuff for people with more compact spaces like myself, where you tighten the radius a bit and things like that. So you can actually do more in a more compact area. I mean, you can't run the trains at speed on those, but it's your own thing to actually manage that then.
Yeah, that would make sense. Because I mean, I would say the majority of people probably don't have the space that the tracks would, really need to really run them.
Right. Yeah, you've seen mine. I mean, I've got quite a lot in mine, but I've basically put all the curves, bar this corner here, are all underneath the city, giving me space. So the only bit that's out on display is my my depot and train yard stuff, because I wanted to have that out on for everyone to see. But otherwise, it's all under cover, so it takes up. You can't see it. All my flexi tracks under there as well. Although I discovered I knocked a piece of track the other day, and a train went flying down it, and it went straight off. The the furthest point to get to. So,
well, you've done a nice job with your train tracks, though. I love your train stuff. I admire your train stuff. I try to.
It's been quite an art to get as much in as I have in the space I've got, and still have long trains.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, have long trains. That's hard to do. Yeah.
Well, actually, speaking of that, I want to get a couple more carriages for this one. So this one will become I'll probably add one more carriage and then a short one at the end of this one as well. So then it'll be about the same size as my passenger train.
Yeah, that looks really nice.
I haven't finished mocking that one yet. That'll be on my list. So, all right, well, the next one I was going to do, I'm going to do this one because it's more topical. I'll do this one. Has anyone seen this set? I don't know. I gather it's quite popular at the moment.
Yeah.
So they're basically all gone from the shops here already. So I got it the day it came out, thankfully.
Wow.
Already discounted.
Yeah, and that's a great set.
So much going on. I know JC bought 2 of these and put them together. Now I'm not actually a big fan of how he did it, but his point was he was trying to say like he hadn't actually changed the set. He just built it and then was joining it together, which makes sense. But what could you do to actually go further with this set? I mean, there's so many parts in it as well. I like the tower approach they've got here, but I don't think that tower is very good personally, because when you actually look on the box, where is it? The inside of that's actually pretty lame. It's not a lot going on in there. I think there could be so much more. So
yeah,
I feel like that's something to explore. I like the little street scene they've done as well. As an example, it's kind of cheating talking about mock-ability with these 3-in-1s, because Lego's already thought about it. But I think there's a lot more you could do to go beyond it. There's some fantastic parts in this set as well. So interesting they've done a pet store. The windows, they haven't done these windows before. These are really cool. The sliding louvre.
Yeah, you can use those in a lot of things.
Yeah, totally. So I wonder how many people are going to start using that in their builds. So haven't seen that before. It looks really good. Is that you down here? Hang on.
Yeah, it might be. It might be.
Like you're sitting in the, hey, you're in the set.
It's the hairpiece. It's the hairpiece that gives it away. You know what? When I saw this set, one of the things I thought about was if you took a couple of those sets, you could make almost kind of a Ninjago City feel type of thing with it.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Put some water under it. You're there. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Maybe I should use it in my Ninjago district.
Yeah, and you could use some barrels and slopes to make the Asian looking roofs, the traditional roof.
Well, that's it. I've got a whole stack of where are they? What did I put them? They're in here. See if I can pull these out of my Lego shelf without them toppling everything over. Yeah, I've got a load of these parts to use for the Ninjago district, because I thought they
Oh, nice. Yeah.
They kind of fit. I've got that in the grey and the red and the brown. So maybe like convert the pet shop into some kind of a restaurant. That's not really appropriate, is it? Pet shop to restaurant. I know in some parts of the world they do eat dogs and cats. So, but yeah, that's good. I like your thinking there.
Yeah. That set has so many possibilities. But you're right. The creator sets. If somebody is watching this in the replay, and you want to kind of start mocking. Maybe you're somebody who's just getting started and you want to do a mock. Buy a creator set just like that or something. Some creator set, the 3-in-1, and just start mashing the parts together, because that's what they're made for.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I've got the you did the skater house, didn't you? But you changed it to be a different color. It's a good example of what you can, the inspiration and what you can do with it, which is really cool. And then, yeah, what can you do to go beyond that? Like the modern house I've got, I like the set, but I think they could be a lot better. I mean, I almost want to make the sort of footprint smaller in one direction, but then turn it into like a full building.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Put a staircase and things in there, which is, I do hope that Lego goes back to what they used to do, where they built the full buildings.
Yeah, I hope so too. But
again, in this one, like there's no the interior, there's no steps or anything like that. So again, instantly there's things you can do to, like, without even changing the set, just start to add things behind it to actually build it up properly. Put some staircases in and things like that. Build some internal walls, and there's a big space behind here you could fill in quite easy. It's like the Sanctum Sanctorium set, same sort of principle. It's effectively the same footprint as that. So,
right, yeah. I wonder if Lego's gonna. I'm wondering if that time has passed where they've made full, other than the experts and stuff, and the modular series and stuff. It just seems like it's such a it's cheaper. And you still get, you get at least one good side, or maybe two good sides, like with the hospital or something. But and two, it's just the playability is so much nicer in terms of having that dollhouse look. But to me, the way Lego's been lately with those dollhouse makes me think that every set that I get, like this, the Stranger Things, because even both sides, the upside down, both sides are only the dollhouse build. It makes me know that I need extra bricks. And so maybe Lego in its weird way is trying to sell just basic boxes of bricks. You know, they're brick parts because that's what you can use them for, is filling in those gaps and stuff.
Yeah, true. It's like they need like an expert, it's like they need a creator advanced line or something like that. It's like it's like halfway between the expert sets, which are packed with details, and like it's like this, but fuller.
Right. Yeah, or at least comes with enough bricks that you could configure it into one thing that would have all sides.
Yeah, definitely something that's missing. Yeah, you're right. I like the thinking. This cooking little builds in this though. Like the hot dog stand's awesome.
Yeah, that is. I love those hot dog stands.
Yeah, the interiors are pretty well done on this main build. So, I mean, I'm going to do a build and review on this. I think I'm just going to do this. I'm not even going to bother with the other two, to be perfectly honest. The only thing that appeals to me is the little tram they've done down here. That's quite cute.
That is cool. Yeah, I like the tram.
Like I'm not. It's a lot of effort to build and then take it apart, rebuild it, take it apart, rebuild it for a review. Like it's like suddenly like it's like 8 hours to do one set.
Yeah. That's what I'm running into with this Stranger Things. It's like, you know, I really would like to build it just as, because I try to build everything as is and then mock it up. But that strategy just is so time consuming when you know exactly what you're going for with the mock. So why not just do it to begin with, you know?
Yeah.
So I want to say hi to a few people though in the room. I noticed a couple people have come in, and there were a couple of questions in terms of, just real quick, I know Ingrid was talking about buying at Walmart and stuff, buy her lights at Walmart. You know, I never thought about Walmart. That's a good idea. That's a real good idea. Hey, Sean, it's great to see you. How big are your Lego rooms? That's a good question for Brickitecture. You want to start, Greg? What's that?
Mine's about the fifth the size of yours.
Oh.
Mine's about a 3x4 meter room.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm trying to think. I know that last time I measured it, it was, well, let's see. If I count back behind the camera here, it's probably, I think it was 15 by 24, I think is what feet, 15 by 24 feet. So, but I haven't measured in a while, and I'm lucky because I have a whole basement, so I haven't even gone farther back. But I have some plans to actually make a little niche back here, with my studio, because I want to like actually have a dedicated table to where I can build and I can, you know, stream from and do my videos and stuff, as opposed to having to do it back here.
My build table is a fold-away table.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I usually like to build in the dining room because it's the nice big window. I can see outside. It's warmer than the basement during the winter.
That is true. That is true. Now, if I go out there, then I end up losing parts because I have helpers.
Yeah, well, yeah. Now that I did for a few years, but now that the kids are, at least, you know, Piper's at that, she's 8, you know, going on 9, so she's at the point now where she knows not to mess with Legos.
You want to move on to your next set?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, actually, this was the set that I had, brand new, the Apollo 11 set. I saw this and I'm a real space nut, or like a real space nut when it comes to the Apollo missions and moon and all that kind of stuff. And since it's the 50th anniversary, I thought, one, I could keep this in the box and just keep it for a while because, you know, at some point it's going to be rare. But then I'm like you, I like to play with stuff. And my kids like to play with stuff. And so I thought, you know, I don't like to have a lot of things on my shelf, just like you were saying. And this is one of those things that sit on the shelf. But I could use this in the city. I could use this in Figsdale. And what I thought I would do was make a monument, like a museum, to space travel, and make it, you know, and could kind of intermingle some of the Benny space stuff and this, and actually make this with a build a platform up around it so that the minifigs could go up the stairs and just kind of walk around it like they would in a museum, Or like if they went to the Smithsonian and actually, you know, in NASA and saw this, saw these, you know, there's platforms where you can go up and walk and stuff like that. And so I thought I'd build something like that in Figsdale so that the Figs could kind of celebrate space travel as well. And so that's just a real simple way to mock a set and keep the set intact. You know, just make it part of your city as a tourist destination or a monument or something like that. So
yeah, that would be cool. That would
yeah,
definitely be cool. Yeah, I was at one of the museums here recently, and they've got some space stuff, which is really cool. Every time I go home to the UK, I go to the Science Museum in London. It's just an amazing place.
yeah, I would love to be there.
Can definitely see how that would work. The space section in there is really good. They've got one of the Apollo re-entry modules on display, which is cool.
That would be cool. Yeah, I gotta get to London someday. I have to get to Sydney someday too. But my wife keeps my wife and Piper keep wanting to go to London because my wife lived there for a while, and so you know, she wants to go back and show me around and everything. So
I'd get there before I'd get there soon. It's getting more and more miserable by the day at the moment, from what I hear. So
yeah, I hear you. It's kind of that way a lot of places.
oh, it's terrible. Sydney's holding on at the moment. I don't know. Oh, as you say, mate, we'll wrap up in a second. As I say, I mean, the last one I got is this set here, which I will build, but I have no interest in really. Other, you know, I like dinosaurs. I don't even like the black dinosaur in this one. I don't think that's a very good dinosaur person.
Yeah.
So I checked that one on Bricklink and things like that. It actually sells quite well. So I'll probably just keep that in its bag and sell it.
Sure.
But in terms of parts and stuff, it's got a phenomenal range of parts in it. So I'm actually going to remock this into probably use it for my train station, to be honest. It's I wanted to sort of go with that English style of train station, which is sort of more brick built. So I think this should work well for that one. I need to throw in a couple of other pieces, like, because this is all stickers, unfortunately, which is a shame.
I hate when they do that.
Yeah, I mean, it just keeps the part count down and the price down, doesn't it? But I mean, that's the thing. You've got a lot of that 4x6 plate you were mentioning earlier, or whatever it is, 6x8, whatever it is, like the panels. It's lots of those. So you get tons and tons of windows, which you know I'm short on. So I'll be well stocked on those. I will keep this bit though. The dinosaur head is awesome. That's a great little build.
Wow, it does look great.
The dinosaur monument. And then you've got the laboratory inside as well, which has got some great parts in it. So there's a ton of stuff to do with this. So it definitely is going to lead towards building my my train station. Then all this brown stuff here is actually going to go into my Sanctum Sanctorium mock as well. So literally, I'm not talking about remocking a set at this point. I'm talking about basically just tearing it apart, some of it, and contributing to other mocks. But I mean, it's kind of the spirit of why I bought the set. Like I like the idea of it. I see a lot of good features in the set, but I see the parts more than anything, unfortunately. So this was half price, as I said to you before we did the stream. So I think I could justify half price.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, you're right. That set has so many good parts in it and everything. It looks great. I like how you're using it in other sets. I did the same thing with the Simpsons House. And if anybody has a Simpsons House and is tired of it in its form as a Simpsons House, tear it apart, because there are so many pieces. I got 3 complete 4-sided building mocks out of one Simpsons House.
I was going to say, because it's a big set, isn't it? It does take up a lot of space. So, I mean, that one doesn't take up. I know Jacob built that set recently on his channel. I think anyone doesn't know, he's a fellow bricktuber, Brick Bakery. And I see he's still got it on display in his Lego room. So some people it really appeals to. I don't know. I never thought it was that good of a set, especially for the price it costs. So half price can justify the fact I can sell bits of it as well and make like half the price back on it's good. I've actually got family sets like that. Sorry, it sounds slightly mercenary, but at the same time, I'd love to.
Not at all. No, that's we tore ours up. The only reason the Simpsons set, I mean, I like the Simpsons, and I'm kind of big on the Simpsons and stuff, and so is oh, wait a minute here. Something's going on here. Oh, you know what? I'm going to have to log off, Greg. I apologize to anyone who's viewing this, but we have a tornado warning right now.
Oh, sugar. All right.
So I'm going to get off of here. Talk to you later.
Yeah, all right, mate. Thanks for the stream. I hope you're all safe and take care. And let me know afterwards that you're all right, okay?
I will. Sorry about that, man.
That's all right, mate. Talk to you soon. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up there. So thanks for watching. Yeah, Mike's had to go. Tornado warning. That's a bit unexpected. Thank you for joining us this morning or this evening, wherever you are in the world. And we'll try and do this. We're going to try and make this a bit more of a regular thing between us. We're going to change it up a bit next time and try and do a bit more of what we've been building as well. We just wanted to get this one off our chest because we've been talking about doing it for a while. So we hope you enjoyed it, and we will talk to you again soon. Thanks for watching, and make sure you check out each other's subs and things like that, the usual stuff. Thanks a lot, guys.